What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of the Next Step Podcast. I'm here with this gorgeous guy. Gorgeous guy. Dusty Young. Don't ask what his real name is. Dusty Young. And
gorgeous.
My name is Hunter, and thank you for tuning in. Now, you may have watched part 1 of our last episode. We are continuing on to part 2 today. Last episode, we got into the nitty-gritty of business. We haven't talked about that a lot. And frankly, as I said in the last episode, I felt a little nervous, right? Because I don't want our clients to feel like they're numbers. I don't want them to feel that way. And the reality is, our goal in our business is to make sure that we get as many people to succeed in their goals as possible. But it is a business, and there are numbers involved, and you're not just a number. But that's a way to run the business. I don't know. Anything else on that, Dusty?
No, not at all.
So that's my hesitation, but it's very important because there's a lot of parallels between business and your health and fitness or your relationships, and we thought it was worth it. We thought we could provide a lot of value to you by sharing our business. And what we're sharing today is the fourth and fifth piece of what took our business, doubled our top end revenue in 9 months.
2 times.
2x, baby. Woo, woo. 2x. So last episode, number 1, we talked about, what was number 1, Dusty?
Number 1, I believe, was bringing on somebody that's your kind of opposite, so to speak, right?
Yes. Bringing on somebody who's got the opposite skills of you so you can focus on what you're good at, and then they motivate you. They keep you consistent in the things that you aren't so good at or enjoy. Okay. Number 2. What was number 2? Number
2 was analytics and just like keeping track of numbers and different metrics so you can make educated decisions upon those to grow. So you're not just kind of like winging it.
Making better decisions. In weight loss, this could be the scale, this could be calorie intake, this could be measurements. In business, it's new customers, it's how many customers you're losing. And then finally, number 3, we talked about aligning the business's goals with your personal goals or the team's goals, right? If you can do that, if the business and your team members can succeed in all parts of life at the same time, good things are going to happen. And that's been a big piece of it. But number 4 today.
4.
What is it, Dusty?
Number 4. Why you always got to go to me?
Because I forget, but we just talked about it.
All right. So number 4 is consistency, right? With numerous things. But in our case, the one thing we've been fairly consistent with is, having some sort of offer on the table all the time. Always having our name out there, be it advertising, some sort of deal, or just letting people know that, hey, we're here, come get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Always having an offer out there so people see it. They know what's going on. They're thinking of you first when they think of, whatever you're offering. Hey, I think fitness. Oh, yeah, I remember I just saw that thing that Hybrid Fitness had out on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever it is, or they sent it in my email. Consistently putting it out there. And that's one big mistake. Outside of the gym, I work for an amazing consulting company that helps gym owners grow their business. And that's one of the consistent mistakes that we see gym owners make, and reasons why they aren't growing as fast as they would like, is because when they need to run ads or they need to put out offers, they're doing it, but then they get to this place where they're like, okay, I'm good. And then they stop, right? And so you just got to keep going. You got to keep pushing it and building systems and putting those systems in place so that you can continue to fill that pipeline, fill up your funnel, so to speak. Now, when we're talking about fitness, how does this translate to fitness? Look, there's times where you might need to go 100%, right? Or 110%. give it your all. And then there's times where you have phases of maintenance or you're not going quite as hard, right? So for example, you do 5 weeks of a really hard workout, and by the end of it, you're like, or workout plan, by the end of it, you're like, man, I'm smoked. My body feels broken. I probably went a little too hard there. Whew. But you have a couple of choices. You can just stop, or you can just taper it back. You can do some active recovery. You can go for walks, but you still do something. You still keep activity, right? So you're moving in the right direction. You're assisting your recovery instead of, letting yourself recover and then maybe backsliding and breaking the habit that's helped you be so successful. Anything else there, Dusty, that you can think of?
You mean just in regards to kind of like in a fitness sense?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, like you don't always have to go, I mean, this kind of goes the opposite of what you said, but you don't have to go 100% all the time. Just be doing something all the time, right? And you'll still see progress. I guess this kind of goes against my theory at what we were arguing about yesterday, but it's different context. But anyway, basically, you can't catch a fish if your line's not in the water, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. I mean, you got to be consistent with it. You're not gonna see the results you want unless you are consistently working towards it. I mean, on a business kind of point of view here, like you always see car commercials, right? There's always a deal going on for any particular vehicle. Why is that? Well, they just need to get you through the door. So, if you have a business, you need to be plugging your product in some way to let people know you're there. Because if not, I mean, you're just relying on people to find you.
They're going to forget about you if you don't.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good. Same thing. You look at your relationship with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your significant other. There may be some times where you are racking up them points. You are putting the points in the bank account. And then there's some times where you might not. And look, it's not good if you just cut it off completely. And I'm guilty of that. Sometimes work gets busy and my mind goes elsewhere. And then my wife, Melissa, poor Melissa, she understands. She's amazing. But that's not right. Should still give her a little attention when things get crazy. And we've worked on things and built things. But, create a system. Find a way to, when things get busy, make sure you still have some time set aside for your relationship. It's the same way, right? You still are watering the soil, right? You're still allowing everything to grow. Maybe not as fast. Well, that's okay. That's okay. So that is number 4. Be consistent. Always have lines in the water. Sometimes you have more than others, and that's okay. And number 5.
Number 5. What is it?
Dude, I forgot. I have terrible squirrel brain. And we just thought that number 1 was bring somebody in. You got the great memory.
Yeah. So here's one we actually didn't talk about, and I think this one is probably more important, is set yourself apart from your competition. And what brings me to mind, and it was weird that it happened yesterday, but I just finished up, doing a class last night, right? You came in because you were taking on the 5:30. You were gonna let me go home a little early yesterday, which I appreciate. And we had a member come up to us, right? And they were talking about how that this gym is nothing like they've ever seen, and they're from a very, very populated city, in the country. They had just moved to Maine, and they have not seen a place like this. They've had the personal trainers, they've been to the gyms, but nobody has given them the experience that we have, and it is absolutely game-changing. I think that's very, very important. So, go above and beyond and set yourself up to basically just be better than your competition.
Sometimes it can be hard to figure out, well, how am I different, right? You can be different in many ways. You can offer a product that gets a better result, right? That's one way to do it. You could offer the same result, right? You could promise the same result, but deliver it in a more enjoyable way, create an amazing experience. Or you could do both, right? If you have to ask yourself, like, when I am delivering my service in whatever way, am I the one who's going to be one of the best in the world at what we do? And most people are not that. Most people are not going to be best in the world. Now you can be, top 20%. Most people can do that. But if you're not that top 5%, then you got to ask yourself, well, how else can we set ourselves apart? And everybody can set themselves apart through service. And a perfect example that you showed the other day, Dusty, actually you said you picked it up from Kathy or Brandon or both.
Yeah, I think it might. I've seen both of them do it. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know which one of you started this, but
yeah, but either way, when our members come in to the gym, getting ready for their workout, we have journals for them where they can track and measure their progress. And in the past, what they do is they look for their name and they'd search for it, and it might take a minute to find their name, right? They get mixed up from class to class. It's a little thing. You don't think about it, but it's kind of annoying. And so we didn't even tell them to do it. They just did it because our freaking team is awesome.
Yep.
Got the best team ever. And they're like, how can we make this better for our peeps? And now they just pull out the binders. We have a little 15-minute block in between sessions. They pull out the binders in that time with all the names. So when people come in, they've got them ready. I'm like, man, that little thing is amazing. Like, that makes a difference for people. And you know what? It makes people feel special. Like, all right, this is why I might pay a little bit extra to come here.
And it kind of also, it doesn't directly kind of show that accountability, but like I think it shows the members, like, okay, my binder's out. They know I'm coming, so I'm expected to be there. So maybe the next time, that they're at home and they're like, oh man, I made the reservation, but I don't really want to go today. But you know what? Brandon's going to have that binder out for me. He's going to expect me to be there.
That's like, right. It's like a little guilt.
I need to get my butt to the gym. So it's stuff like that. Just caring. I mean, you can't teach that. I think our entire team does care. I think we have a very, very caring team, and that is one of the things. I mean, me and Brandon were just talking about this after our workout today. Like, we go out of our way, and we'll message people, like this morning, perfect example. I was on a walk before I came to work. I was on a walk. I walked by a member's house, right? And this member is hollering out their window to me. And luckily I heard them. I had my AirPods in. I was listening to a book.
You heard them with your AirPods in?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they were on noise canceling too. So
That's a miracle.
Yeah. But this particular member is experiencing some issues with their shoulder, and they're going in for an MRI, and just kind of talking with them and kind of wishing them well, and letting them know that we're thinking about them, and that please communicate with us, let us know how it goes, things like that. So it's just the little things like that. When we reach out, we do this every week in our meeting. We actually have a list of people that haven't been here in 7 days. So if you haven't been here in 7 days, you're probably going to hear from us.
You're on the list.
So, but it's not
not a guilt thing.
It's not a guilt thing, and it's not something that we have to enforce, which is the great thing. Like, our team is going to reach out if something's going on, if you don't show up for a few days. Like, that's just kind of the style we run. And I think you're not going to get that at different gyms.
Most other gyms.
I won't call out names, but like, that's what sets us apart. Like, that's just it, and that's what you got to do.
The little things,
dude. It's
the little things.
It's all the little things, man.
Little things. Which, again, I think fitness. What's a little thing? It's maybe doing the warm up. It's doing the stretches. It's the things that you might not want to put the effort in to do. Right? Sometimes, right? but it is going the extra mile. And when you do it, you feel good, right? Because you knew it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Relationship, man, maybe a little. Melissa's way better at this than me.
I can vouch for that after living with you guys.
Yeah. You know, she writes me notes if she packs me a little lunch. You know, she packs me in my lunchy boxy.
Whoa! You hear that, hon? Hunter gets lunches packed for him. Let's be better here. Huh?
That's right. You heard it. So the little things I think is big. That's number 5.
Yeah,
for sure.
They add up. It might be the most important. Like,
oh, it's huge.
You know, set yourself apart, because if not, you're just gonna get lost within the mix, and you know, eventually they could go somewhere else. But if you literally are so much better than your competition, you're never going to lose. You're never going to lose that person to your competition.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't even give them the opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, their experience over there is going to be so piss poor.
Yeah.
That they're going to come crawling back. That's right. That sounds awful. You're not a number, I promise.
Jeez, Dusty. You're a real asshole.
Yeah, I know.
So I remember number 5 that I was thinking of, and so it's going to be number 6 as the bonus.
The bonus.
But before we go to the bonus, we gotta have a little fun here, Dusty. I just thought of this. I thought we'd have fun. So, okay. Dusty, you get to share with everybody one maybe like embarrassing thing that you know about me, that you learned from living with me, that you've learned from Melissa, just like in our personal life. Like, what is something embarrassing? And the reason I want to do this is because I thought of something that I want to share with everybody. Oh. So I thought I'd give you first stab first. Yeah.
Wait. So you're gonna stab at me?
Well, you get to go first. You get to be like, oh yeah, there's this embarrassing story about Hunter, and then I'm gonna say something.
No, like I would never. I mean, I know some stories, but
well, ones that you can tell.
Yeah, I don't think I want to tell any of those. I don't know, man. An embarrassing story about you,
or anything. It doesn't have to be.
I don't know.
It's hard to embarrass me too.
It really is. Like, yeah. I mean, your small quads embarrass yourself. Like,
jeez, this guy. You know, when I pull up my shorts, the shorts get stuck.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. Has that been happening to you?
Oh, dude, I've been dealing with that for years.
Oh, I thought you just put glue, hot glue on your legs, make them shine. No. And then the shorts get stuck at the same time.
No, that's no, not at all. Man, embarrassing. Dude, I don't know. You put me on the spot. I honestly can't think of anything.
All right. Well, let's go to number 6, and then we'll finish off with that.
All right.
That was a little cliffhanger to keep you around.
Yeah.
All right. Number 6 is open and honest communication.
Ooh.
Having the tough conversations. Not easy for me. Is it easy for you, Dusty?
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Like, some people it's way more difficult to do.
Yeah.
You're very easy.
Oh, I know. You give it to me, man.
Yeah.
Which I fucking love.
I just the ability to communicate with you, it's extremely easy. And I think it's because you take it so well. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why it's difficult for some people for me to communicate with, because they're more not necessarily abrasive, but less open-minded to constructive criticism, maybe. And I don't know how to approach that, and I hate confrontation. But I don't find that our communication is confrontational.
Right. Well, I think I feel the same way, right? Confrontation and maybe the fear of like really making somebody upset or something like that, right? But there's hard conversations that need to be had, or important ones, right? And I think what's helped me a lot with these has been perspective, right? So like, look, like if you have to have a hard conversation, it's either getting clarity, right? It's figuring out, all right, like you have this expectation, I have this expectation, like, look, this is my fault, like I haven't communicated it well, let's figure out together, like we both have the same goal. Like how can we like get on the same page? And again, it's my fault. How can we get on the same page and move in the direction so we reach both of our goals? Because we know it's going to happen. Or like that's an example. Or also, I mean, if we're talking like from like if you work with people, right, or you, I don't oversee people in a way, like I don't like to say it like that, but like in a way that that's just the reality of it, right? Is you're actually just coaching. You're coaching, right? Mm-hmm. Just like if Dusty, if you're a nutrition client and I'm working with you, right? We have to have a conversation. Hey Dusty, you've got this goal. When we started 2 months ago, you said you wanted to be consistent, right? That was the thing. You wanted to work out 3 times a week, and you wanted to check in with me twice a week to make sure you had that accountability so that you could eat healthy, right? You agree with that? Cool. So the reality is, it hasn't gone that way up to this point. You've had a few big wins. I'm not saying, if you looked at where you started and where you are now, like you were doing so much more. However, I think there's some room to grow. What do you think? Would you agree, disagree? How do you feel about that? I don't know. It might not be always the best way, but at least saying like what needs to be said and put in the elephant in the room on the table, because until you have the truth out there, like there's no progress that can be made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, like it just gets weird. Either like you hold some stuff inside and it eats you away, mm-hmm. or like the other person does too, or like maybe one of the people doesn't even know, right? But it's eating you inside, and then you act differently, and people notice how you act differently, and then they're like, "What the heck is up?" And then it's weird, and mm-hmm. then you're like, "Bleh." It comes out in an anxiety attack.
Yep.
So clear communication, having the tough conversations, and changing the perspective. Like, hey, look, we got the same goal. Let's do this. And the thing is, when you have those conversations and you don't beat around the bush, which again is another big old issue that I've had. People respect it. People will feel like they're a part of the team, right? And they want to know. Like if you have the right people on your team, or the right workout partner, the right coach, whatever, or the right person that you're with, they want to hear those things, because chances are, if they respect you and they love you in whatever capacity, they don't want to do anything wrong, right? Like they want to grow with you and move forward. So don't be afraid to have those tough conversations. You can do it. Mentor of mine, G.R. Hoff, and a good friend, he always referred back to a book called Crucial Conversations. This is a book they hand out to a lot of nurses, people in healthcare, because there's a lot of crucial and very hard conversations that sometimes need to be had. And the structure is, it goes like, find common ground. So, like I said, hey Dusty, what's going on? Cool. Hey, so I want to talk to you about something. Do you have a little time right now? Okay, great. So you ask for permission first, right? Like somebody might just not have time, and if they don't, or they're rushing around, they might not be receptive. Probably, Dusty, if you came to me today, because you said I'm stressed out and all that stuff, like probably won't be the best day, and you might read that, right?
Yeah.
Now, you shouldn't use that as a procrastination tool, but like, you know what I mean? But all right, so you get permission. Awesome, cool. So then you find agreement. You find a common goal. Hey, Dusty, so you and I, we've both been working hard on this freaking thing, and you've been working your butt off. So you find something, you start to tell some truths, and you can also say this would be like kind of like that shit sandwich thing.
I was just about to say, This is what we like to call a shit sandwich.
Yeah, it is. Find the common goal. I like to acknowledge, right, the things that are going well. Be like, but then you state the facts. So look, the fact is, like, we've been working hard. We've been putting a lot of effort in. However, like, this isn't getting done. And I think, and you would agree too, let me know if you don't, but I think like it's very crucial that we do this so we can reach the goal of insert goal. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel the same way? Like, are you seeing the same thing? Okay, great. Well, look, since we found that, like, how can I help you? Like, how can I help you be successful? Or what do we need to do to be successful together? And that gives you at least a framework of a place to start so you can grow and have those important conversations.
You're so good at this that I always like, if you ever like compliment me in some way, I'm like, all right, you're shit sandwiching me. Let's just get to the point.
That's actually the thing. Cause like people have come to me like and had a similar structure of conversation with me. Right. And like, you can almost see it coming. That's sometimes the thing. So I almost like also appreciate when people just get right to the point without the good part of the sandwich. Like, I'd rather just tell me like, it's all right. Yeah. And I guess maybe that's something you get like if you really are, but you have to also realize like, yeah, this person, like they want to have a conversation with you and not hurt your feelings. Like they want this to be productive. So it's not an easy thing. But,
no, I feel like until people are aware, like you need to shit sandwich them until they have the awareness, and then you can just like have the all right, let's just get down to the nitty gritty. Like, tell me why or how I suck.
Exactly. And you know what's so great? A way that if you really do hate confrontation, a way that you can, I don't want to say avoid it, I think it's a more powerful tool, is create consistent lines of communication. So like, for example, in our team meetings, right, we've made sure all the things that are very important, we announce to the whole team. We're like, all right, how many leads we got? You know what happened? We have four new people interested last week. And that is way below our goal. And guess who's in charge of that? Me. But it's like a normal thing. Like we expect it. There's a little social pressure there, but it is part of the normal thing that like, look, if you don't like hit the goal, like everybody's going to know, hey, nobody hates you for no big deal. It's just like, we need to know where we're at, and then we can all help each other to achieve it. Right. Oh, we got 4 leads. I should have known that we had 4 leads, but I didn't. But thank you for telling me, Dusty. And that sucks. That sucks.
Well,
so
yeah, because if you don't do your job, I can't do my job, right?
Exactly.
Right?
That's the thing. So open communication is essential for teamwork.
For not only business, but let's be honest. Like this could be like the ultimate one. This could be the ultimate tip. I mean, relationship wise.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have communication, you're doomed. Like hands down.
Yeah.
So the more you can communicate, especially about the hard shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm no relationship expert, but like I can tell like the relationship I'm in now versus, previous, like communication makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to communicate. It's difficult, but that difficulty is going to is going to kind of excel, be it your business, your relationship, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. So, and even in your fitness goals, like, let's be honest, communicate with yourself, be honest with yourself. Like, hey, I'm not doing as well as I could be. I'm not putting in the work that I could be. That's communicating with yourself, being honest with yourself so you can make the changes that you need to. Like, if you don't, you could just be in complete denial, and you could just be spinning your wheels or going backwards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's huge. Huge in a relationship.
Yep.
So
communicate.
And like it's very hard to get perfect at this. And any of the things we've talked about, like, you're never going to be perfect at it, right? But just like, how can you level up just a little bit? How can you get a little bit better over time? And if you just got a little bit better in each one of these things, or you picked 2 and you went all in on them, like, it will significantly improve over time. It won't happen overnight, but whatever your goal is, you will get closer to it. So think about these 6 things. But look, enough of these 6 tips. They're really not that important. What's important is, Dusty, what's your story that's embarrassing?
All right, so I did think of one.
Okay, you did. Okay.
This one's this one was pretty funny. So while we lived together, the upstairs is where the bedrooms are, right? And it's pretty small. There's 2 bedrooms, and there's a hallway in the middle, which has the staircase leading downstairs, and then there's a bathroom in between both bedrooms. So one night I think I'm just laying there reading. I might be trying to get to sleep, and I hear Melissa just absolutely start yelling at you because you crawled into bed, but you smelled a little funny.
I smelled funny.
You smelled a little funny.
What did I smell like?
I
What are the words that she used?
I believed she said that you smelled like shit.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah. And so and so she basically, I mean, and you put up a fight. You put up a fight, and eventually she got you to go into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I came, I came through because, well, it was hilarious. And I offered you some dude wipes to go, just check things out. It's important.
Yeah.
And who's to say if there was anything there?
Hey, I can't recall.
She's
got an anteater nose.
Yeah, it could have been, those phantom smells.
It's a thing.
Maybe
It's a thing when you turn 30.
So who knows? But that was definitely one of the funnier moments. You got kicked out of bed for smelling like duty.
Hey, it's all about clear communication, right? Oh boy, yeah, no, that's a good story.
Yeah,
that's a good story. She's so funny. She really does. She's got an anteater nose. She could be upstairs in the room. You fart in the basement, and she'd in 2 seconds be like, "Oh my, what is that smell? What died down there?" Well, mine isn't a story.
Oh boy.
But Dusty has lots of names, right? He's got lots of names, and I'm not going to share them all because I don't want to. I mean, that's for other episodes.
Sure.
Right? And I got to have her. I got to get you guys back to the next episode to listen. But I really like rap music. Rap is really good. I think a lot of people don't give the credit that it deserves. There's a lot of great rappers out there. You got Drake. You got, you got. What's another rapper?
Can you name other rappers?
There's Drake.
There's Logic.
Eminem.
J. Cole.
There's Lil Wayne. Kendrick Lamar. That's not bad, huh?
What are all the kids listening to?
And then there's P.
days?
Diddy. There's P. Diddy. But my favorite rapper is P. Daddy. P. Daddy.
Yeah.
That's the name that Tina calls old Dusty.
Yeah.
P. Daddy.
That's a story.
Yep. And
it's not what you may think.
So next time you see your fellow friend Coach Dusty on the floor, don't call him Dusty because that's just boring. Dusty. You call him P Daddy for the name. That's that his his beloved calls him.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's out there now. So yeah, I guess with that said, those are our sloppy six tips.
It was pretty well organized. I thought we did good.
I just to recap those or to kind of go back to them. Although we didn't necessarily plan them out and discuss them ahead of time, I really do think those are probably the 6 things that have propelled us this last 10 months.
Yeah.
I mean,
those are the things we focused on.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing I think it's important to know what's working for you and what's not. If things are going well and you don't know why, you should probably try and figure out why, and I think that's important. Like, because we're so close with our numbers, right? We know what we normally do. And then we're like, all right, how do we improve this? And then we implement a new strategy and we can see the effect that it has, right? So it's not just about, getting lucky. It's like you want to figure out what's working for you and what's not working. Cut it out. What's not, because we could talk about all the things that we cut out. That would be a whole other thing. Like, what are the 6 things that we tried that we cut out? What are the 20 things we tried that cut out, right?
Maybe we should.
That's a great episode.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's all I got. P Daddy.
Yeah, I think that's it was actually a pretty good list, despite going in blind. So thanks for listening. If you guys have not checked us out, or if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, we are on all the formats. YouTube, if you want to watch us sit at a table and look at each other, twiddle our thumbs. We're on YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I think that's...
If you watch the YouTube video, look at what I'm petting right now, and if you do it in the comments, we'll give you a free tea at Elevate.
I don't know if they can see us. I think we may be over time.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right, it was Oreos.
All right, guys, thanks for listening, and we shall see you next week for the next episode. Peace. P Daddy out.